Welcome back. In this video, I create my basic climbing system. If you followed my DAS to CC4 to Unreal video, it will help a bunch because I use some things created there that are in this video as well. At this time it is just a basic climbing system with no ledge grabbing or hanging options, just climbing up, down, left and right, as well as jumping from the climbing surface. With that said, let's get on with it. First, we'll need some functions. With your base character opened, create a function called line trace forward. Right-click and get actor location and get actor forward vector. Drag off get actor forward vector and type Shift 8 for a multiply node and convert the lower pin to a float and type 45 there. Next, drag off get actor location and type the plus symbol for a vector addition node and connect the multiply node to it. Drag off the function start node and type line trace by channel. Connect the addition node to the end and get actor location to the start. Drag off hit result and get break hit result and expand it. Drag of the line trace and get a return node and connect the normal and hit actor to it. Then connect the return value from the line trace to the return node. Add a new function called line trace up. Again, right-click and get actor location and get actor forward vector. Drag off get actor forward vector and type Shift 8 for a multiply node and convert the lower pin to a float and type 45 there. Next, drag off get actor location and type the plus symbol for a vector addition node. This time change the Z value to 110 and drag off it for another addition node and connect the multiply node to it. Drag off the function start node and again type line trace by channel. Connect the addition node to the end and get actor location to the start. Drag of the line trace and get a return node. Then, this time, just connect the return value from the line trace to the return node. I'll be using the climbable wall I used in the previous video to test the system when it's time. I need to add a tag to this blueprint called climbable. To do this, I need to select the root of the blueprint and type in the search bar in the Details tab, looking for tag. Create a tag called climbable, compile and save, then close it. We should create the variables we'll be using here. First, create 3 Boolean variables called is climbing up and is on ledge. Then create 2 float variables called move up down and move right left. I know I didn't do it here, but I'll change it when we get to the movement input section. You can then move the variables into categories. I mean, if you're into the whole organizational thing and all. Now we can start creating the logic. Start by creating a custom event called climb wall. Drag in is climbing up and get it. Connect it to a branch. Drag off false and type line trace forward for the function we just created. Get another branch and connect it to the return node of our line trace forward function. Get another branch and connect it to the true value. From line trace forward's normal pin, drag and type rotation from X vector and split the pin of the return value. From hit actor, drag and type actor has tag and select it, connecting its return value to the second branch. Drag from the true value and type line trace up. Drag in and connect is on ledge to its return value. Now drag off rotation from X vector Z value and get an addition node and type in 180. Drag off set is on ledge and type set actor rotation. Split the new rotation pin and connect the addition node to the Z pin. Drag off set actor rotation and type do once. Then create a new custom event called reset and connect it to the do once reset execution pin. Drag in is climbing and tick it to true. Drag in the character movement, drag off and type set velocity, then connect it. Drag off character movement and type set movement mode, set it to flying. Double-click the wire and pull it down, then drag off and type orient rotation to movement and leave it set to false. From the first branch after line trace forwards false pin, get another branch and drag in is climbing and connect it. Then drag in is climbing and select set and connect it to the branch's true pin, leaving it unticked. Again drag in the character movement, drag off it and type set movement mode and set it to walking. Drag off character movement again and type orient rotation to movement and this time tick it to true. Drag off set orient rotation to movement and type reset. Look for the call function section for it. Now we comment this section as climbing function, then set the color if desired. Now right-click and type key W. Get two branches and connect is climbing to the first branch and is on ledge to the second one. Drag in and get set is climbing up and tick it to true, connecting it to the second branch's false pin. Drag in is climbing and choose set and leave it unticked. Drag off and type play anim montage. We'll add that montage in a while after it's created. Drag off for a delay and connect the return value to the duration of the delay. Drag in and set is climbing up, leave it to false. Create a new custom event above called movement to walk. Drag off, set is climbing up and type movement to walk and connect the custom event to set movement mode in the above section. From this section's first branch's false pin, we'll drag off and type reset, looking for the function we used earlier in the call function section, like before. We can now comment this section calling it climb up wall. And set the color again if desired. Adjusting the above comment to capture the new node we created. Now, we right-click and get our jump action event. Creating a branch and connecting is climbing to it. Right-click and get actor forward vector. Dragging off and get a multiply node and convert the lower pin to a float, typing in the value of -250. From the branch's true pin, drag off and type launch character. Split the pin of launch velocity as well as the multiply and connect the X and Y values. Drag in set is climbing up and set is on ledge, leaving them all to unticked. Drag in character movement and drag off for set orient rotation to movement and tick it to true. Compile and save. Comment this section calling it jump from wall, adding color if desired. Now select all the sections and comment them as main climbing functions. I'll color the whole thing as green in case I'd like to expand on this. Before we stat the moving function area, we need to fix these move variables from booleans to floats. Now, to the movement input section. Drag in and set the move up down variable to the move forward backward input node and connect the axis value to the move up down pin. We'll need to adjust the comment box for lots of room for this one. Select Add Movement Input and duplicate it, placing it above the original. Drag in the move up down variable and choose set, placing it between the Add Movement Input nodes. Drag off the axis value for a greater than sign. And drag off for a branch, placing it towards the end. Drag in is climbing and drag for a branch, connecting it to the set move up down. Drag off the true pin and get is on ledge for its condition. From false connect to the greater than branch, connecting the true to the duplicated Add Movement Input node. Drag off the axis value for two reroute nodes connecting both Add Movement Input nodes, scale values. From the last branch, connect the true value to the set move up down node and the false to the lower Add Movement Input node. From the first branch's false pin, create two reroute nodes and connect to the lower Add Movement Input node. Towards the top, right-click and type Get Up Vector and connect the return node to the above Add Movement Input node's world direction pin. From the above Add Movement Input node, drag off for our climb wall function. Moving on to the Move Right Left area, drag the Add Movement Input node back. Drag in and set the Move Right Left variable and connect the axis value to Move Right Left. Get a branch and connect the is climbing variable to its condition. From false, connect to the Add Movement Input node. Duplicate the Add Movement Input node and connect the branch's true value to it. Right-click and type Get Actor Rotation and drag off the return value and type Get Right Vector. And connect its return value to the world direction in the top Add Movement Input node. From there, drag off and type Climb Wall for the Climb Wall function. Connect the axis value to the Add Movement Input node. Compile and save. I'm using the climbing anim set from Hammerhead Animations I purchased through the Epic Marketplace. They are some very good quality animations for what I am doing, and the price was right when I got it. After adding the climbing anim set animations, I will retarget from the in-place animset mannequin to the UE5 Mani mannequin. Then from the Mani mannequin to my character and test the animations from there to make sure they came over correctly. For the anim montage, I will do the same method of retargeting but use the root motion animation for climbing to the top instead of the in-place animation. It seems to work better for me that way. Going back to my base character blueprint, I can now add the climb to top anim montage. I need to select the character movement and search the details panel for flying and change the max fly speed to 150 and braking deceleration to 500. Very important, otherwise the character continues to move after you have released all keys. Now, we need to create the actual climbing animations. Heading over to the Characters Animations folder, we'll create a blend space, because it works the best in my opinion. Right-click and select Animation, Blend Space, then select the character's skeleton, naming it BS_climbing. Opening it and selecting the animations and dragging them in their respective slots, while holding the Shift key to snap them in place, climbing down, climbing down left, climbing down right, climbing left, climbing right, climbing up, climbing up left, climbing up right, and climbing idle in the center. Then, change the horizontal axis name to right-left, and the minimum axis value to -100. Then, change the vertical axis name to up-down and the minimum axis speed there to -100 as well. And drag the animations back to the correct locations and save it. Almost there. Open the animation blueprint your character is using and go to the event graph. Drag off the Get Owning Actor and type Cast to BP_base character, then convert it to a pure cast. Drag off as BP_base character and type is climbing. Drag again and type Get Move Up Down. And once more and type Move Right Left. From Move Right Left and Move Up Down pull for a multiply node and type in the value of 100 for each. Right-click is climbing, move right left, and move up down and promote each one into a variable. Connecting the multiply nodes to each respective float variables, then all execution pins behind the set ground speed variable. Finally, go to the anim graph and double-click the main states node. Drag in the BS_climbing blend space and connect it to the locomotion state. The transitions should be from locomotion to BS_climbing, drag in is climbing and connect it to the can enter transition node. From BS_climbing to locomotion, drag in is climbing. Then, drag off is climbing and type not Boolean and connect it to the can enter transition node. Now go to the BS_climbing and drag in and connect, move right left and move up down variables to the blend space. Compile and save. Okay, let's see how it works. This isn't too bad, it looks like everything is working well. Let's try it in a world map. Looks good for the basics. I hope this helps. Until next time. Have fun.